Scott, it's another frustrating away day for Slough. 3-2 defeat here in Gloucester to Truro. But there's been a few decisions I think, again, are probably going to frustrate you and the sides. What are your thoughts on the match today?
We'll go through the goals, it's probably easier. I hate the handball rule. Like, I'm a yard away, he's booted it at me, it's hit my hand. It's crap. It's absolute crap, let's be honest. Like, the handball rule, I think now should be in the box is you actually put your hand to the ball, all right, if you're trying to keep one off the line or knock one out or whatever. When you kick it at someone's hand, like, what are you meant to do? And it's frustrating because I do really like the ref. He's a good person, he's a good ref. But yeah, like, listen, we might as well not go for goal, we might as well just kick it at people's hands. I don't know what you're meant to do. People say, oh, your hands are out. I've never walked around with my hands behind my back before, so and I don't think anyone's played with their hands behind their back. And I say to the lads as well, I hate it when defenders stand in the dugout, or I'm looking at the dugout, that's why I've said it, stand in the box with their hands behind their back. Okay, it's like a foreign thing to do that's come into the game over the past few years. And when you do that, you lose balance. If someone gets the ball down and shifts it to the side, you can't react. But yeah, that's frustrating. Second goal, ricochet. It's fell to their player, and the third one's probably the worst goal I've ever been a part of. It just can't happen. We needed 5 minutes at 2-2. We were in the ascendancy, and then it just knocked the stuffing out of us. Gonna have to look back at that one. We looked all over the place. We looked at C, and yeah, it's one of those ones where I can't legislate for it. I think as a back line, we've got to do better, all of us. I don't think there's blame on one person as such. Have to look at it back and see what's what. But the most disappointing thing is that we got back into the game, and I think rightly so. I thought we were a really good second half. Thought we used the ball well. We changed the shape. We went a little bit more attacking. But yeah, just a gutting defeat. I think that today really hurts.
So what do you put your finger on in that first half, where we saw Slough not fully dominate, but it seemed like they were in the ascendancy for a lot of that half up until obviously that penalty decision. What changed for you after that?
All of us would blow par. I think the tempo that we played at, we all played behind the ball. We didn't get enough people playing off people's shoulders so we could actually punch it forward and get people on the half turn. Truro must have felt that it was pretty easy, pretty comfortable. We had a back three and we had Jammers and Lenchy that were all playing too deep. Everything was in front of Truro, and we spoke about trying to get people higher, getting people in pockets and get on the half turn, and we just didn't do it. I think the only person that came out with a little bit of credit in the first half was possibly David. At times he looked bright, but then we spoke to David about his end product. Can he do a little bit more in the final third? And I was really disappointed at half time, hence why we made a couple of changes. Went from a back three to a back four, and I thought it was the right thing to do, and I think it proved to be the right thing to do. I thought we looked after the ball really well. Probably the most possession we've had in the game in a long time. So really, really disappointing. Didn't get started first half and been beaten by a team that are really organised, disciplined, keep their shape well, defend their box well. But yeah, that third goal, it's going to be a sleepless night thinking about that one.
And just before we comment on about the second half, you did, like you said, make those two second half substitutions. Were they both tactical and Temmie's okay? Because obviously we've seen now, it looks like Dan Bayliss might have picked up a knock as well.
Yeah, we just felt as though we're going to have a lot of the ball. Temmie had a lot of the ball in the first half, and I just thought, myself and Yellow and Chrissy agreed that it's better for me to be on the ball. I'm used to having it at my feet. I like enjoying the ball at my feet. And Temmie's there to sort of defend, and I felt like we were going to have probably 65-70% possession. I think we did. So I think that was the right call. And just felt like we wanted to go with natural width from one up top rather than two up top. It felt like a little bit congested, a little bit clogged. And then Gary come on and did well. So there are some positives. Gabe getting the goal as well. There are some positives, but right now I feel gutted. I feel like, don't want to say those words because we all know what I'm talking about, but it just feels like we've come to the end of the road, I think, with the playoff hopes, and it's the hope that kills you. I just said to the lads in there, the gutting thing for me, and the results don't lie, the table doesn't lie, but I believe that we are a top 7 side when we're on it, but we haven't been on it for long enough. We've shown that we can compete against the top sides, and then the sides down the bottom we've come unstuck, and I don't know why that is. We've not got a group that are a big time or arrogant, or they turn up expecting to win and swan about. But we've just found it really difficult against teams that are fighting for their lives, like we did last year to a lot of the sides when it got some really good results. And it's what happens at this stage of the season. You see it every week, and you'll see it for the next few weeks. And other teams have done well, where we've kind of tripped up a little bit. And like I said, it's the hope that kills you.
Like you said there, we did come back into the half in the second half. What for you, did it just take a bit of time, a bit of more patience, and then when the first goal arrived, it sort of looked like they were a little bit nervy after that, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought Leon was really good when he came on. I thought Johnny Goddard got into the game. Gary gave us another threat. Lenchi got more of the ball centrally. I did speak to Lenchi about wandering and getting on the ball in different areas of the pitch in the first half, and it's not what we wanted. And second half, he was a lot more disciplined, and it helped us and it helped him. I just think we had more of a structure to the team, and something to think about going forward. But we've been really successful this year with a back three. The results that we've had when we've played a back three have been really good. But maybe when we're chasing a game, we have to go to a back four. Maybe that's just the way that it is, but like you said, we played against Yeovil the other day and kept them to 0. We played against Braintree as a back three, only conceded 1. So it's not like we've conceded loads of goals recently, but it feels like we've maybe dried up in scoring the goals that we have since that game early on in the month where we scored 4. Since that day, it's been ridiculously difficult. I keep alluding to it, and yeah, it's one of them ones. I don't know if it's knocked the stuffing out of us, but there's a change room in there of lads that have given absolutely everything this season, and they're gutted because they do feel like it's going to be a step too far.
And just as I mentioned briefly earlier about Bayliss, is that a knock at all that's going to maybe keep him out on Monday?
Yeah, hamstring. So I'm sure he won't be able to make a miraculous recovery for Monday. So we'll have to look at it, look after him. We have got a decent bench at the moment, which is really pleasing. So yeah, we'll have to have a look at Monday and see what's what. I think for now we want to try and keep that unbeaten run going at home. That's something we'll be immensely proud of if we can do that. We know it's not going to be easy on Monday. St Albans are a really good side. But I don't want the season to fizzle out, neither do the management team, neither do the staff, and I know for a fact, the players, I know for a fact the fans don't want that to happen as well. So we'll keep going all the way to the end, of course we will. But yeah, listen, personally I'm gutted, not for me, I'm gutted for everyone. Because I just feel like there's a real good group in there that have done so well this season, and we've probably just fallen off at the wrong time. And it's down to us, like it's no one else's fault. It's just one of those where we'll look back probably at the end of the season and being proud of what we've achieved with the FA Cup and the league and things like that. But yeah, it's going to be a mountain to climb to try and get back in there now.
Hopefully a good time then to respond. Obviously, finally the question being that St Albans on Monday to come, side who we gave a good game to when we went away there as well. What are you expecting out of that one?
Might sound really weird, I can't wait for it now. I feel like I've got the fire in my belly, and I feel like the lads have got it as well, in the weirdest of ways. I think they'll put on a good performance. I think they'll be back to their best in terms of us being at home. We know it'll be a really difficult game. They're very possession based. They've had a really difficult loss today as well, and they're going through a bit of a sticky patch. They've been up there all season, so yeah, listen, we'll try and win the game. Of course we are. We've got nothing to lose now, and they always say that it's a dangerous prospect, I guess. So yeah, we want to go and put in a good performance and try and right the wrongs of today. And obviously, lastly, before you say anything, Connor, or if you don't ask me, obviously the people that have come here today, they've made it a home match for us. So massive thanks to those guys and girls yet again. That's one part of the club that will never let you down, and I think they're always a present, they're always here all the time, and yeah, listen, we really appreciate the support today.
Commiserations, Scott, and we'll see you on Monday.
Cheers, Con, thanks mate.